go now, baby. Thursday night football down in Houston with the Buffalo Bills in town to take on the Texans. Joe and Jingles coming at you with our three best bets for the game. Before we get into those, make sure you hit that like button and that subscribe button right down there. Now then, let us get right into the action. I'm going to get us started with the under with the total at 43.5. I think we have a great option here for a low scoring game with the Texans offense and defense showing extreme contrast from each other. No doubt about it, this is one of the best defenses in the NFL, allowing a league low 16.3 points per game. They're second in yards per play allowed. They're great on third down, but on the offensive side of the ball, this team takes an absolute nosedive. Just 16 points scored against the Titans last week. That's an issue. Tennessee, one of the worst defenses in the NFL. Davis Mills, of course, set to start for the Texans once again. An average combined score of just 38.3 in Texans games this season. And they do have a very low floor for scoring. Half of their games have seen 33 combined points or less so far this year. So the Bills part of the equation might scare some people off of an under bet here, but I don't think you should be scared off. This team has had some good performances defensively this season. I think this one sets up nicely for them. Once again, it could be a really good get-right spot for Sean McDermott and his defense. McDermott's supposed to be a defensive guy. This team's allowed 62 points over their last two games, but let's not sugarcoat it. This is one of the worst offenses in the NFL for the Houston Texans. Their offensive line is extremely vulnerable. The Bills are great at getting after the quarterback, fourth in quarterback pressure percentage this season. And let's go back to last season when these teams played. Josh Allen had his worst game of the season. So the Bills only scored 20 points in the game. Josh Allen completed 9 of 30 passes. So maybe a little bit of a blueprint here to slow down Josh Allen for the Texans. Give me the under 43.5. Okay, Jingles, you got two props. What are we looking at?
Start on the Buffalo side. Let's go. Tyrell Shavers over 15.5 receiving yards, minus 118. That's at BetMGM at the time we're recording. As you mentioned, this Houston defense is legit. That's why we're going with the smaller number. A little dinky play here on the over, but he can cash this in low volume. A lot of it has to do with opportunity here. Keon Coleman sat last week, and he has been a fourth or fifth thought in this passing offense, even when healthy. Dalton Kincaid ruled out. Curtis Samuel ruled out. McCole Hardman out. There's a lot of opportunity. And when we're looking at guys like Josh Palmer, who's at 26.5, Khalil Shakir, 42.5, Dawson Knox, 23.5, and Coleman's at 22.5. You can get a guy who was one of the better receivers last week in that shootout versus Tampa Bay, sub 20 yards. I think that's the safer route versus a tough Houston defense. Gabe Davis is back, starting to look for his props. There's not a lot out there, but Shavers did tie for the team lead in targets and led them in air yards. And I'm getting 15.5 here midweek before Thursday. That's my guy. That's who I like. We know Josh Allen spreads the ball around, so this can be a one and done, and it might be, as you mentioned, 9 completions the last time he faced this Houston defense. And on the other side, rolling things back from our guy that we cashed last week, felt good about it, almost had the touchdown, 1 yard short. Jaden Higgins, but that number's now gone to over 26.5, minus 115, but we're still taking it. It was 18.5 last week, but that was versus Tennessee, who late game script and maybe volume wasn't going to exist, but then Houston kind of crapped the bed and had to play competitively down that stretch. But he was great. He was the number 2 receiver behind Nico Collins for a second straight week, second in snaps, second in routes, second in air yards. He had 4 catches, 55 yards, and almost touchdown on 7 targets. Yes, it's Davis Mills, but he looked comfortable throwing to the rookie who has separated himself from Jalen Noel, who was kind of working this role as well, but he only had 1 target, 0 catches, 1 target, 1 catch last week, went under his total. And if you saw anything about Woody Marks last week, maybe you're thinking, let's bet on this Houston run game because Sean Tucker ran all over this Buffalo defense. Woody Marks in the second straight week with every opportunity did absolutely nothing. I'm almost more inclined to look at Nick Chubb's rushing over than Woody Marks, who might be inflated. This Buffalo defense, 62 points allowed over the last 2 weeks. But let's go. Thursday, some short over receiver props in Higgins at 26.5 and Shavers at 15.5. And I like Shavers pretty much up to 19.5 here.
Okay, there you have it. A couple good spots. If you dig deep, enjoy the game on Thursday night. Best of luck with your bets, and we'll see you right back here on the Covers YouTube channel for all the Sunday NFL action.